I think it's funny when you add a little bit of money to a sport and you give some girls attention, what they can do with it. I think everyone should take a page out of our book and really put some more time and effort into women's everything.
Welcome to Breaking the Glass Hockey Podcast. We're talking women's hockey from the PWHL to the NCAA. We'll be talking with players, builders, coaches, and fans who have made this great game what it is today. It's time to educate, empower, and elevate. Let's go!
Welcome back, Breaking the Glass Hockey Podcast. We are joined after much maneuvering and scheduling and fits and starts, but I'm happy to say that we finally got her here. We are joined by former Husky Jaden Bogden on the pod, the ECAC All-Academic Team 22-23, the AHCA All-American Scholar 24-25, and Hockey East All-Academic Team 24-25. So, Boggs, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for doing this.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
No, like I said, Linda and I, we manipulating schedules like a nuclear launch, trying to get this all lined up, but we finally did. All the way from Alberta, right? You're back home?
Yep, back in Edmonton, Alberta.
Nice. God's country. That's why I wore the Canada hat for you.
Do you know Esposito?
No.
Do you know Brittany? You don't know her. I mean, different generation, but Husky alum, right? So
yeah, Linda's much better on the I'm good with the current. She knows the former. Right?
I have to look at.
We got it all covered that way.
Played, you know, off the top of your head?
What's that?
What year was she?
Oh gosh, you had to ask me that. She played for me the whole time. I want to say she was 10. She played in Fenway, so 2009, 10 to 9 to 13, 14, something like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that after.
Yeah, she's in. I think she's living in. I should know this because she was at the December event, but she's living in Edmonton now, maybe, or Calgary. I don't know, but yeah. Steph Gavronsky is another one. Well, I'll send you the names after. Yeah. Stephanie Gavronsky, she's an Edmonton kid too.
Oh, awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go all the way back to Edmonton. Who got you started in hockey?
Definitely my parents. I remember skating with my sister at Can Skate and my brother, and they put us all three in there. We were skating around with chairs, and next thing you know, we were playing on me and my brother on the same team, Little Timbits hockey. And yeah, I just remember going out to the ODR and learning how to skate, learning how to pass, learning how to shoot, working on the driveway with my dad. So yeah, I'd say first and foremost, my dad is my number one inspiration when it comes to hockey. He grew up playing hockey, and so the dream always kind of lived through him, and now he gets to live through mine, so it's kind of special that way.
Was he like a big defenseman? I imagine him as a big defenseman just crushing people in the corner.
No, actually, he was a right wing as well, so
Oh, yeah. That's even worse. He was laying out the hits. Oh, my God. Looking over your shoulder and seeing him coming at you.
No, exactly. Yeah, he was a bit of a fighter, too, so I think my feisty side of the game comes from that. It definitely channels a bit of him in there, but yeah.
Nice. And you played other sports growing up? You weren't just the one sport?
Yeah, so I got to play soccer. My older sister played soccer, so I kind of always looked up to her with that. So got to play soccer. I was in competitive gymnastics as a kid. Did piano. That was my mom's favorite thing. We had to do some sort of musical instrument. My brother took up drums. That didn't last very long. It was too noisy in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so piano also didn't last very long. Learned I like to move instead of just sitting down at the computer and trying to practice the keys and whatnot on there. But yeah, so did that. And then later I joined track and field, and I did that for the past kind of in the off season for a while now. I've been doing that. So that's always been fun. Something in the summer to take your mind off hockey, which was always good. So that as well.
You can see the track and field come in on the forecheck when you're up there. Yeah. Oilers fan or Calgary fan?
Oh, I'd have to go with the Oilers. I mean, it's hard not to cheer for McDavid and Draisaitl. So, big fans there of them. And, yeah, definitely Edmonton fan the whole way.
Yeah.
Was there someone, it could be college, could be pro, someone that you kind of patterned your game after? There's someone that you look to and you're like, oh, I want to play like blank.
I'd say maybe a bit off Hyman off the Oilers.
Okay.
Yeah, I always liked him out front on the power play, and he's crafty that way, so I like to watch him even get on the forecheck and stuff like that. And I think he plays defensively the side of the puck really well. So I think in the past couple of years when I watch the Oilers, I'm definitely watching him a lot more.
Nice. So I did a little bit of I like to do the deep dive through the Elite Prospects page, and take a look at all the numbers and everything for the Edmonton Pandas, the St. Albert's Slash. I like how every year on each team, not only did your points go up, but your penalty minutes went up every year too, which is always I like to see that because then you're starting off and you're like kind of like the new kid in town in the league and learning your way, and then you're like, all right, well I got this, and then you start,
Time to put the beat down.
yeah. I was thinking of a good way to say that. Thanks, Linda. Did you feel like every step? Did you feel the competition like ramp as you progress through the junior stuff?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I think every level that I got to play at became more intense, more competitive. There were better players, and it was just like I said before, but it was one more step closer to the dream like every single time. And at that time, the dream was getting an NCAA scholarship and getting to go play Division I hockey. And so I think each team that I was a part of gave me a better look at what that next level was going to be, and it definitely helped shape me as a person and player every step of the way.
What was it always NCAA and no consideration for U Sports, or was it torn between? I'm just curious because Linda knows it. I'm just learning about U Sports and dipping my toe into it. I mean, hey, I didn't know there was stuff outside of Hockey East until like 4 years ago. So I'm learning still.
You sure it wasn't like 2 years ago, Brownie?
I'm trying to make it sound good, Linda.
Yeah.
But was U Sports ever a consideration, or do most kids growing up? I know you're only speaking for yourself, but do most kids growing up do they think that the NCAA is the way to go?
Well, I think up until I was probably 14, I finally learned the difference between college and university. So I think on my goal sheet as a kid, it always said university scholarship. So I didn't really know what all that meant until I was older and the difference between U Sport and NCAA. For me personally, NCAA was just always kind of the route I wanted to go. I had a couple players that played above me that I watched, and I really embodied what they did. And I thought, oh, they're going that route. I think that's the best route I should go. So
who are those players?
Stephanie Markowski. I got the privilege of playing with her during my minors a lot, actually. And then she ended up going to Clarkson and committing there. So the following year after that, I ended up going to Clarkson as well. And so it was kind of special. She played for the St. Albert Slash I think her first year of midget hockey. So when I was coming out of bantam hockey, I was like, oh, she went to the Slash. I want to go to the Slash too, because I thought she was so cool growing up. Still think she's cool for the record. Yeah. Now she's playing the PWHL for Ottawa Charge. So yeah, I think just watching her go through every process and even getting to see her be a part of Team Alberta and Team Canada, stuff like that, it was always just kind of a navigator for me and kind of gave me some insight on what the next level was. So I was lucky to have somebody like that there. And yeah, so I'd say definitely her. She was a big inspiration and big help kind of following me through my journey.
And I think Canada has just one of my favorite tournaments to recruit at was always Canadian U18s.
Yeah.
They just recreate that tournament. It's different than like US nationals for some reason. The tournament format, the way it's run, like the setup. I'm not knocking like USA Hockey and their national setup, but it was just always like you were going to a mini Worlds, but it was within Canada, right?
Yeah.
They just always did such a great job. You got Ontario Red, Ontario Blue. Everybody wants to beat them, and then the Easter. Yeah. So I think that you kind of like you grew up in a model with the Hockey Canada setup with the U18s, and like you said, you followed her along in that path where there's visibility, a lot of college visibility for everybody, and then there's just a training model of like you do U18s and then you may get a call, and you play on your club team. Sure, that's important too, and you might play some tournaments, but that's really the path of like you test your waters. I know you did a little bit of U18s with Team Canada for the USA versus Canada in the series and stuff. And you test your waters with that. What does the cream of the crop look like on the other border? And then that really gets you ready for college, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, like you mentioned, the setup between even Team Alberta to Team Canada, they're very fluent. And Team Alberta, they were very strong, and I'm sure they still are, but strong in their roots and their core values and what they wanted us to be. And I like to say raised, but we were raised in ways that we knew how to present ourselves. We learned how to be polite to people, and like you were really respected, and we gave a lot of respect to people because we wanted to embody this Team Alberta, that we were one unit and everybody was cohesive and we were liked around the rink, and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just how to be good people first and foremost. And that translated on the ice. And I think with Team Canada going to that camp, it was like, okay, I already know a lot of this stuff and this is who I am. And so it was easy kind of to navigate and slide into that and become more comfortable being in that environment at that next level. But like I said, every step of the way has really pushed me and made me different in some way, in a good way. And it's added value to me as a person and player. So I'm grateful for every opportunity I've had to play at all those stages.
Oh, that's awesome. It's funny. I always was curious about that. Like I said, I never really knew about the youth sports stuff. And then that's another one of those major decisions you have to make as a 17-year-old kid that's going to affect the rest of your life. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of pressure. Like you and I were talking before we recorded.
Yeah.
I know you followed to Clarkson, but were there other schools that you were looking at the time? Do you remember?
There were a couple schools, but when I first ended up going into the portal, Northeastern was my first reach.
No, I meant before. I meant coming out when you originally went to Clarkson.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple. I had actually a lot of Canadian schools reach out, so kind of sifting through that and what that looked like. And then, yeah, there were a couple other offers, but decided to go with Clarkson. Just also the familiarity with Steph being there already, and I knew she had liked it and she had a year under her belt, so it was helpful to kind of have some guidance with that decision.
Nice. It's always good to have someone there that going in too. Just ease that transition. It's a lot. Like you and I were talking about before we recorded. Not only are you going to college, you were going in in COVID, right? And then it's your first time away. And tell everybody like you told me before, how you broke into college, what it was like for you.
Yeah, so my first year going in, 2 weeks after my 18th birthday, it was August 1st, we got sent down, and it was during COVID, so we had to quarantine for 2 weeks. So immediately when I got on campus, we got put in our dorms, and we were in there for 2 weeks with 5 other girls that I just met for the first time. First time being away.
I hope they're your best friends now.
Yeah,
or you don't talk to any of them.
They are. No, they're all great people, and we're all still really good friends. But yeah, it was a very unique situation. It's almost like I say, or we always talk about, it's like a fever dream now. You think about it, you're like, how the heck did we get through that? But yeah, so there was 2 weeks there that we were there, and then we had a condensed season that year. So I'm not sure exactly how many games it was, but it was, I think, less than 20, I want to say.
Yeah, it was like half.
Yeah, the Ivy League, they weren't in our conference that year in the ECAC, so they all didn't get that extra 5th year, which ended up being a bonus for the people that did go. But yeah, it was definitely a trying time, adjusting, being away from home, like me and Brownie talked about. There's a lot of pressure when you're that young and you're entering a new environment and you're unfamiliar with how college hockey works, but B, how to live alone now, cook for yourself, and then C, you had the pandemic on top of that, and it definitely gives you a lot of challenges, but personal growth too. So it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. I just looking back, it's so crazy to think how it was. We were just talking about this, me and my wife. We were explaining to my daughter how when the pandemic first hit, we were coming home with groceries through the basement and wiping them. Remember wiping down the groceries, the outside of the groceries. It's crazy to look back at it.
Yeah.
And then stripping down in the basement and running into the shower, and yeah. And I can't imagine being an 18-year-old kid. It was your first time in the States, right?
Not my very first time.
Oh, okay.
I'm a dual citizen, so I have family
right.
well. But first time ever being away from home for more than 2 weeks. I can tell you that for free.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Good on you for that.
Yeah.
Was there any significance to 14 at Clarkson?
My dad's number growing up was
Okay.
14. His birthday is always the 14th too. So 14 was just always a favorite number of mine. And yeah, kind of did it to honor him.
This is probably going to be the most contentious part of this whole interview. In your Clarkson bio, it says your favorite athlete is Austin Matthews. Please tell me that you just filled that out and you really don't mean it, because I cannot stand him.
Yeah. Austin Matthews is listening to this, which, maybe he is.
Maybe.
Shout out.
Yeah, he's not my favorite athlete. You're right, Brownie. I think I just did that to fill a box.
All right. I feel much better now moving forward. So you overlapped with some P-Dub players at Clarkson. Gajer, McGuig, Gosling, Bernard, Haley Wynn, Tchaikovsky, Lappin, and Petrie, right? You played with all of them.
Yeah.
That's got to give you, as a college player, to look back, because they were in the P-Dub while you were still in college, to look at that and be like, I can do this, right?
Yeah.
You have to feel that boost, yeah?
Yeah. I think, like I said, I've been grateful to play alongside so many amazing players. They definitely opened my perspective on a lot of things too, with learning how to be mature on the ice, how to be patient, how to have confidence in yourself. And like you mentioned, that knowing that I've gotten the opportunity to play with such great players before definitely gave me a boost in my remaining years in college hockey.
So the portal, Linda and I have been talking about the portal. I feel like it's like I wake up in the middle of the night going, portal. It's we've been talking about it so much because it's such a unique thing, and I think we maybe have a little different views of it. I think it's awesome, and I and my whole thing has always been like, if a coach can leave, the players should be able to leave, and I don't think you should be penalized because coaches recruit players in, and then they can be like, all right, well, best of luck, I'm out of here. So the players should have the same rights. Talk about your decision with the portal and what it was like for your experience, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. So for me, it was more, I'm like a special case getting the 6 years.
Right.
Fortunate enough to have that. So for me, it really came down to needing a change of environment. I completed my 4 years at Clarkson, which I'm extremely grateful for. And I'm an alumni there too, which is a huge honor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I hold that one with a lot of pride, and I just needed a different push, new outlook, new eyes on me also. You have a coach for 4 years and like they see you in a certain light, and that's great. And I just needed to be challenged in a different way, and I needed a new opportunity, and that's what Northeastern gave me. So for me, the portal was quite easy. I went in, got recruited pretty quick, and then that was kind of what happened. And Northeastern was my number one pick, and they ended up reaching out. And yeah, so it was really like quick. Was
that from your first recruiting experience, like as one of the schools you were considering, or where did that come from that you were like, how am I going to make this list? Right, it's a different perspective 4 years into school, what you're looking for versus 4 years prior to that.
No, exactly. And I think one thing touched on with Brownie, you're talking about the portal, and you make a decision when you're 15, some girls 14, 15, 16 years old. By the time you're 18 and you go there, maybe a year in, you're not happy with it anymore. It's not the same thing you thought you wanted. And I mean, you do have a lot of influence from parents, which is a good thing. And maybe it isn't a good thing at times when you're that young, deciding where you want to go. And I think you're right. You're people, you can change, and your views on things can change. And for me, to circle back to your question, I think that I was just lucky in the instance. So originally I had never talked to Northeastern prior when I was first going into college hockey. But I got lucky that they had watched actually the previous year's game at the Frozen Four, Clarkson versus Ohio State. And so, yeah, they saw me play there, and then they were interested, and I was interested as well. And it kind of just moved step by step through the process of transferring there, which was really smooth and easy.
Did you know any of the players on the team prior to going?
Yeah, so Taze Thompson, actually.
That's right, Taze, yeah.
Yeah, so she's from Alberta. got the opportunity to play with her at Team Alberta when she came back. So we had kind of grown through like some of the tryout processes together. And actually, when we were younger, we played boys hockey on different teams, but we grew up playing boys hockey, and she was always the other girl. On the team. She's like, oh, there's the other girl. Oh, hey. So yeah, I grew up playing with her a bit, and we were friends. So she actually helped me a bit, kind of figure out if I would be a good fit for Northeastern, and yeah, she definitely helped me a lot with that too. So it was great to know going in, like similar to Steph's situation. Nice to know somebody else who, you know, right out of the gates, you have a familiar face.
What was the WCHA, ECAC, Hockey East are all slightly different. What the crowds, the refs, don't even get me started on the Hockey East refs, but those adjustments, how hard was it to kind of navigate that when you came east?
Yeah, so I think the ECAC league, they honestly, it is similar to Hockey East in a way. I think ECAC always was like the blue collar, gritty, hardworking, physical. Like every night was a battle, and you're going head to head with really good teams pretty much every game. And then I'd like to say that Hockey East is very similar in that aspect. Every night it was kind of, you didn't know, like if you showed up to play, you had a really good chance of winning, but so did they. So I think that those two are very similar conferences. As for WHCA, it's very skilled, obviously. Everybody knows that. And I think that you've seen skill increase in both the ECAC league and the Hockey East league. So I think that they all are different, but they all share similarities in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely like, I think you compete for more players amongst ECAC Hockey East when it comes to the recruiting, and you know, you're definitely starting to see more East players go west. But there is like definitely a genre of athletes or players that sometimes, you know, Northeastern's like, I'm not going to get that kid that wants to go to Duluth and be in Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota. That's a different kid that wants to be in Boston, regardless of the hockey. So there's so many different things about the geographic locations, but also the makeup of the league, and there's plenty to go around, right? So, but I think that you're right. East AC and Hockey East are really, not to downplay any other league in the East or, you know, but are side by side when it comes to being just such direct competitors and very parallel in the level of play and the competitiveness top to bottom in the league, I think.
Yeah. No, it's always interesting to hear the perspective from someone who's in it and moved into it, you know. Had you been to Matthews prior to coming?
No, that was my first time was on my visit.
What'd you think? What was your initial impression? I even wore the shirt.
Yeah.
I wore the shirt for you.
Yeah, I saw it. I remember walking in with my parents. They were with me, and I remember it was
Okay, tell me where you walked in. Let's just pay homage. Did you walk in through the Zamboni or did you walk in through the lobby?
through the lobby.
Or the coaches' offices, which is the worst way to walk in, by the way.
That's not such
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is a bad way to walk in. Yeah, I never thought of it that
Although
way.
it like kind of blossoms from there, so I guess it could be like a buildup. But anyways, go ahead. I'll let you answer.
So we walked through the arch first, and I remember looking at that and the history between every single brick that's laid on, or should I say was laid on there. But yeah, so we first walked in through there, and then we walked straight, and then just saw the ice surface from there and went inside. And I just remember it being, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that wasn't my first time. Sorry, I misspoke. My first time, it was after graduation. So actually the ice wasn't in.
Okay.
So that wasn't the first time I got to see it.
That's a hard one.
When I came, so actually, that's why I don't remember it so well, because it wasn't a big jaw-dropping moment.
We're like, I want to go play there.
So actually, I'm sorry about that. I'm lying here. The first time I did see it was May of 2024, but they had graduation. They were setting it up, so it wasn't the real deal. But the next time I got to see it was when we were going to practice. I'm pretty sure it had to be one of the first ones. Regardless, to say, when I first saw it and got to be in that rink and on the ice itself, amazing atmosphere. Like, fans or no fans, still, like, it's a flawless, or it was a flawless place to be, and it had so much character, so much heart, and like,
Feel like we need to do this or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
seriously.
Like hockey sticks.
And I'm not religious, but you know.
No, actually though, we talk about it like it was a person. It was I only got to play there for a year and a half, but like, serious, some of my best memories in that rink.
Yeah. When you were talking about it, I was gonna go get my brick and bring it over and be like, this brick, this arch right here.
That's the arch.
My seat's over there. I can't take you to it because it's too heavy. But my seat came this week, so I'm just bragging a little bit because I spent the money on it all.
Those, what number's your seat?
Listen to this. It's number
It was
10.
like you guys planned this, I feel. Go ahead, Linda.
I know. My seat is number 10, and my number was number 12.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my God, it was so close.
close.
When I took it out of the box, I was like joking around with the Northeastern Athletics staff, like Megan Conley and those guys. And I said, how can I get a number 12 on my seat? Like, do I have enough pull to like just request a number 12? I know it's just going to be construction people pulling these things out. And she's like, I think we're just going to have to like peel a 12 off a seat and send you the plate or something, which we never did. But I couldn't believe it. I mean, I would have fallen on the ground and just died right then and there if I pulled out a 12 out of the thing or figured that somebody made it happen, right? Which there was way too many orders and things, and I'm not thinking I'm that special. So, but it was close. I was like, we might be able to make this 0 into a 2.
Some goof off right there a little bit.
I was sending Brownie, you'll just appreciate this with the seat, because I was sending Brownie, I got the seat, pulled it out, it was in front of my house, my kids were playing up front, and I just was like, oh, here it is. And it was like very, even not on the base, it was sturdy. So I put it down, I went inside and I got a beer, and I sat down and I sat in the seat out front of my house, and I was taking selfies of myself and sending it to my friends, just
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I feel the love that you're talking about for that arena. Yeah.
Do you have a specific memory that stands out to you from playing there?
There's a lot. Obviously, the final farewell game, I think. Oh, gee. That one you could get choked about just thinking about, but it was so special. I think every time you got to play there, specifically too this year, like when you know the countdown's on, you know exactly what's on the schedule, you know how many home games you have left, makes every game that much more special. But that last game, having all the alumni, happened to also be our senior night. Like, we did our farewell too. So getting to walk in before with the senior class and see the alumni game actually playing, they were playing during that, and we were taking a bunch of photos and whatnot, but it was just so special. And getting to see
what did you wear for the walk-in? Because we had a bunch of throwbacks out there, right? So
throwback on, mine had the husky on the front with the blue eyes. I don't know if you ever seen that one. I didn't even know they made that. A lot of people were like, oh, we didn't even know this was a jersey. The husky used to have blue eyes. It was unreal. I was like, oh, this is sick. It didn't have a name on the back or nothing, but still. Cool. So I got that one. That was really special to wear.
That was a classy move by you guys.
Yeah. Coach Berman, I'm pretty sure it was her idea. She was like, oh, yeah, we should get a bunch of this stuff together. And because the alumni were all coming too, so we could bring in the jerseys and stuff. So, every player had a different retro, I guess you could say, jersey or something on that was Northeastern and had the Huskies. So it was definitely a special day. But even afterwards, I don't know if you've seen like the overhead shots where everybody's just on the ice and you got all the alumni, parents, kids, coaches, kids, everybody was out there. And like, that's something you'll never forget. And such a special moment.
It was awesome.
That was our Christmas card. It was me, my wife, and my daughter in the bench. Someone took a picture for us. And that was our Christmas card this year.
Awesome.
It was, what a day. Speaking of Berm, real quick. So I texted with her and got 3 words. I like to do this with the coaches. 3 words to describe you: hardworking, determined, and loyal. And then she threw in an extra: power forward. It's pretty good. It's pretty good from Berm, right? I mean,
Sweet of Berm.
yeah. Carp didn't respond, so he's big timing me, I guess. The coming to Northeastern, first, let me ask you this: when 14 was available your last year, and you stuck with 74, was there
Yeah.
any reason for that?
I liked so my first 2 years at Clarkson, they didn't have 14 available. A junior year or a junior player had it my freshman year. So I was 27. So the whole idea behind 74 was I'll take the 7 from my first 2 years, the 4 from my last 2 years combined at 74. And I never was one for the higher digits, but I love it. Like I love the way it looks on the jersey. So yeah, that's kind of a little special thing behind that. It's just both my college numbers in one.
Oh, that's cool. 74 suits you the way you play, actually.
I was gonna say that too. I
Yeah.
feel like that was like your number, like
Yeah.
you know.
So coming in through the portal, there's all kinds of challenges: new league, new system, new team, right? All that. Um, but it seems like when you came in, you blended like seamlessly. It seemed right away, and then your second year, you were voted to the leadership group, which I feel is a testament to how you compose yourself, how you carry yourself, how you help out. And I just wanted to talk about that transition for you and what it was like.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I first came in, like you mentioned, everything's kind of new and you're meeting a lot of new faces and you're trying to put your best foot forward. And they made it really easy for me. And by they, I mean my teammates, both years, and the coaches, of course, too. Their help instantly made me so much more comfortable. I felt like Boston was my home the very first time I got to visit there. It had that feeling, and I mean, what's not to love about Boston? But yeah, the team itself, the culture, everybody being like so united and so friendly right off the bat was just such a warm feeling. It's hard when you're coming into a new place too, when there is a set culture and you're walking into it with your previous experiences and you're trying to see, how you kind of mesh into that. And like you mentioned, I think that I was welcomed in right away. And yeah, I loved both years and both teams. They were really special and great people. And yeah, definitely going to miss my time there for sure.
Were you familiar with the Beanpot before you
Oh,
came
we
to
were just heading
Northeastern?
there. I knew Linda was this is Linda's jam.
So, yeah, actually, funny enough, I know this is going to sound kind of funny, but when we're playing the ECAC, like we'd hear about the Beanpot, and I would be like, okay, whatever. You didn't pay much attention because it was just okay,
Yeah.
different conference, and I didn't really know much about it. And you just kind of knew that Harvard was going to go play. They'd be off that weekend from playing in our league.
Exactly.
And then going in, so last season, or 2 seasons ago now, I should say, I was kind of like, this is surreal a bit. Everybody was getting really excited, and you know what I mean? And I was excited too, but I didn't understand the impact of it quite yet. And I was like, okay, like I didn't want to get too high on it or too low. So I was just kind of neutral going into it. And then obviously when we got to play at TD, I was like, holy, this is a whole different level of like everything. It was like the fans, the environment itself, like getting to play at TD, but then like you could see how much excitement the coaches had, the team, like everybody was the whole school was like rallying around these couple games. And like that feeling, like, I mean, I never got that playing in a small town in Potsdam, New York. So, I mean, that was insane. It was so crazy and so special. But yeah, you talk about the Beanpot, and obviously now I'm like, yeah, I know what the Beanpot's about.
Well, in that first year, your first year, was when we had the record crowd at Northeastern too, because it was going to be the last Beanpot game at Northeastern. And that was incredible. And you're right, going to TD Garden and having that experience is so crazy and the excitement. But would you not say the hardest game to play is after you win the first round of the Beanpot? Like everybody loses on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking about Tuesday.
Yeah.
The game you win Tuesday, you go play on Saturday. It is so hard concentrate. Like if I was the Hockey East and I'm whatever team, I think you guys played Providence this year, maybe it was in between it
last
or
year
last year.
yeah.
Yeah. And if I'm a team, I'm thinking I want to play Northeastern between the 2 weeks of the Beanpot because if they win, they can't focus.
Yeah.
If they lose, they're pissed and they're like, now we got to win Hockey East.
Yeah.
But if
exactly.
they win, they're like, crap. Okay, we got to play this game because we got to get to Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Like, was it 3 years ago that they dropped 2 to UVM in that? And I was like,
yeah.
what is happening?
It's just hard.
Yeah.
You said something earlier, and it was such a Coach Flint quote. Maybe it's you, but I know Dave too well. Don't let the highs get too high and the lows get too low is like that thing. And that's a perfect example of that. It's just such a rush, with the Beanpot. So
absolutely. It's funny you mentioned the in-between games because, when we had that run last year, I'm pretty sure we played Providence back-to-back, and I want to say we dropped 2 to them during that time. But it happens because all of a sudden you're way up here, and then it's like, oh, now we got to go to Providence, and we're playing. I don't know if you guys have seen that rink, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, Providence. Not a huge fan. It's a little dark in there for me.
The gray rink.
Yeah, sorry about it. But those are hard games. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, now you're back to this. And then thinking about obviously the opportunity that you have in front of you the following Tuesday, it's hard. You're right. It was hard to focus.
And were your parents and your family able to make it out for that Beanpot in the not this past year, but the year prior when you won with the 13,000?
Oh no, unfortunately they didn't. But
okay.
I had a watch party up at the house and everybody was
cool.
here. Yeah, so I felt their support too. So it was awesome.
Championship game 1, 2, and 3. Not a bad outing by number 74. I got to mention that. Not a big deal. Banner number 20. the thing I love hearing about the Beanpot from the players is I love hearing about the monitors for like the backup goalie whose heart rate monitors through the roof on the bench and never get it's crazy the emotion of it and everything.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's electric like the whole time. And I remember like we always talk as a team, even this year going to the Frozen Four, but same sort of principle was applied using the quote like play within glass, because it's easy to look up and all of a sudden you're letting the game get bigger than yourself. But at the end of the day, I mean, something I kept telling myself even in that game or in any big game is it really is another game. The game hasn't changed. I mean, I know some players, they may think about it differently, but for me, like that's a good way to stay rooted during the game because you've played this game for 20 years. Yes, this is a big moment and there's a lot of people and the atmosphere is insane, but the aspect of hockey is still hockey. So at the end of the day, I think that's always a good tactic. And we love to use that quote, just playing within the glass. And that always helps to bring the nerves down. But regardless, I mean, in front of that many people, it's hard not to be a little nervous.
I was nervous watching up in the 9th floor in the press area going, oh, I gotta sit down.
Yeah.
the nerves are real. Well, I actually wanted to ask you quickly too. I just thought I just put this in late. I don't know if it's on the copy I sent Linda. Would you what your thoughts on the new leadership that was announced for the Huskies? You got Allard and Jones as the captains, and then Lisa Janssen and Mabardi as the alternates. You got to play with them for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Thoughts, comments?
They're gonna do a tremendous job leading next year's squad. Each of them brings a little bit of different personality to the leadership, which makes it well-rounded. Both the captains, Riley Jones and Christine Allard, incredible people. They're all incredible people, I'd add. But those two will do an excellent job. And I know they'll go above and beyond for the team. And that's been seen, especially for Allard. She's been an assistant captain since her sophomore season.
Yep.
So, for her to get that captaincy, I mean, she's earned that, and she's definitely proven that she puts a team-first mentality every day on the ice and off the ice. So, and Riley Jones, you've seen her maturity grow even on the ice. I've seen it in the last 2 years a ton, but off the ice as well. She's continuing to grow, and she has that kind of growth mindset. So I think that'll really help flourish the team next year, bringing in new people and whatnot and new freshmen. And then Lisa and Ellie Mabardi, 2 class acts. Like, they're just awesome people, great in the dressing room, obviously on the ice too. They add a lot of value to the team. So I think all 4 of those people, you're leaving the program in better hands. So it's awesome.
That's great. Jonesy cracks me up because when I first met her, I go, "You ever watch Letterkenny?" And she's like, "No, what's Letterkenny?" I'm like, "The 2 hockey players are named Riley and Jonesy. How are you not called Letterkenny?" And she was like, "I don't even know what the show is." Oh my God, just go
Yeah.
watch, please. It was just funny, like old man trying to relate to it, Yeah. Let's talk next steps because let's be careful. I don't want to get you in any trouble with stuff. But so you've entered into the draft. You declared that you're eligible. Is that the
Yeah.
right terminology?
Yep.
Talking with your agent, working out, getting ready. What's the hurry up and wait like we talked about ahead of time? That's what you're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the sit and wait game. Just get excited about what's to come. Obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty, and for the first time in 6 years, I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up next year playing. A big thing that I get reminded of is, can I play in the league? And the thought is yes. Like, I know I could play in the league.
Yeah.
I think it comes between a fine line. I mean, female athletes struggle advocating for themselves. Typically, like, it's kind of out of my niche to speak on my behalf. But I think the more I'm moving forward in this process, that's going to be a huge part of it. It's just advocating and pushing for your game to be seen, and hopefully the right people see it and they find value in it. And that's all it takes. It takes one person to see and give you an opportunity. And that's really all you need moving forward. And that's what I need. So yeah, just getting excited and training lots this summer, putting on some more size, strength. As you mentioned, me, Brownie, my dad likes to iron a lot. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting on the size a lot this summer.
Well, I mean, you play a physical game anyways, and obviously can handle it, but certainly that's any player coming from that, just go to the next level. That's probably the number one piece for the most part with the physicality that's in the league. Just I guess for our listeners who don't know, and you don't have to share any, specific details, but what are the steps? Like, does your agent reach out to teams? Do teams reach out to your agent? I know there's some precursor stuff, and maybe it doesn't happen for certain people. Like, you play with a lot of players that are already in the league, so I'm sure you have some conversations like, what can I expect, or what might be possible, or just learning that as you go. Like you said, you follow through the footsteps of other people. It's still in its infancy. So what is the typical process that you hear of for leading up to the draft?
Yeah, and something that me and Brownie spoke about earlier was it's such a new process, as you mentioned, Linda. Mm-hmm. And I guess when you come out of college, you've had everything kind of laid out for you in a way. And so all of a sudden, for the first time in a couple of years, you're like, oh, now I got to figure this out on my own. And you got to get an agent, and you got to have these conversations, and you got to be an advocate for yourself. So to answer your question, for my experiences, agent will reach out to general managers or scouts, and they kind of go through that process. And then from what I've learned through other players is there can be conversations had between the players and the general managers. It kind of just varies by team is what I've been kind of told. So, okay. Yeah. Kind of
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good. So you can do yourself or you can have your agent. You will, I'm assuming, and I will have conversations personally with coaches and whatnot later in the process. But yeah, for right now, it's kind of mainly my agent kind of pushing for me.
Sure.
I mean, the other big question mark is it going to be 2 teams? Is it going to be 4 teams? So, That's what me and Boggs were talking ahead of time. It's like, it's probably going to be 2 would be my guess, but it's still unclear. And it's all with it all being one, like under one umbrella ownership. It's not, it's not as open, I guess, is the best way to say it. So it's a big lot of wait and see,
Yeah, but are you going to, I mean, I guess you mentioned, I think we talked before we started recording, you you hope to play next year, right? Like you know, you've got other options if the PW isn't the path that, you know, you get the opportunity at, playing another year is definitely what your goal is.
Yeah, so I'm all in
So,
on the draft. Yeah, so PWHL is my number one route that I'm
of
interested.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, how awesome is this, right? That we're talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
you have another option besides PW. I mean, you could go overseas, and that's been there for a while actually, but in different fashions. Everybody's up leveling, right? Like trying to get to the next level of, you know, to compete with each other in a good way, and grow the sport. But that's just amazing to say, to have somebody leave college and say, "Oh, I'll be playing next year," and
Yeah.
being paid. I
Yeah.
mean, in some fashion.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. Like even me, I've had to do this countless times and talking with other people in my class, and we're just like, is this really happening? Like, it's a pinch me moment, because all of a sudden, like I spoke earlier about, but when you first go into college, when I first started out as a freshman, the next step or after college, it was, okay, I'm either going to continue school or maybe I'll go play in Europe, but there was no PWHL. So now leaving college officially, I'm like, wow, like now it's like, yeah, there is a place for players to go. And that's pretty remarkable to get to say that it's a sustainable league and it's only growing up from here. So it's pretty awesome to get to watch it and then to hopefully be a part of it.
What's going on? Is it raining in there?
No, someone's car is obviously going off. It's unbelievable today. My dog's losing his mind. The horn. I can hear my wife going, "It's not me." I don't. Yeah, who knows?
Oh,
Who
that's
knows?
hilarious.
Life in the suburbs in the city. That's what happens.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm a dinosaur, but when my last game ended, it was taking in all those feels that it's all over. Like
Yeah.
I'm not stepping on Northeastern's ice again. I don't think I'm stepping on it. Well, very fortunately I got to do that as a coach, and that was surreal. That was
Yeah.
crazy. That was like, oh my God, don't skate behind the net. They can shoot hard. Like, you know, like you just like looking around like as if I first got there. But yeah, it's just such a proud moment, and you're so lucky to be a part of it, but also deserving of having that opportunity as the level of player that you are. We're definitely looking forward to continue to follow you, and, you know, just proud that you played at Northeastern. But I love that you said the Clarkson thing about being an alumni. Obviously, that was significant. It wasn't like you went to Clarkson for 1 year, but I always had the feeling if someone transferred out of Northeastern, I always still said once a Husky, always a Husky.
Yeah.
You know, if you came and you were a part of that program, you were part of the family, and it works both ways. So that's also great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to buzz through. We got lightning rounds that I was just going to buzz through these. These are off the dome. Favorite cartoon character?
Oh, geez. Brownie, I don't know the last time I watched a cartoon.
All right.
Can you give me like a few to choose from?
I don't know. Think Disney, I guess.
Oh, okay. Elsa.
Oh, that was so easy. Do you tape your stick heel to toe or toe to heel?
Heel to toe.
Black or white tape?
Oh, white tape.
Okay. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Oh, geez. 100? No. A horse-sized duck.
Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Ooh. Speak every language in the world.
Okay. Besides hockey, pick a pro sport to be successful at as a career.
Tennis.
Oh, good one.
I was gonna say golf for you. I think you'd be a good golfer.
I don't have that. I'm like a little too long for the
That's why you'd be good.
You think? I gotta work on that.
She plays angry though. I don't know if she could. It doesn't
It's-
translate to golf.
I play golf
Go for
angry.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's right,
because I can't do what I want to do.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose?
Oh, maybe like, geez. Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I like a lot of places. Honestly, anywhere that's hot. Like, I live in Edmonton, Alberta. We get winter we don't even get a summer. We get it for a week and then it snows again. So I'd go anywhere warm.
All right. Start, bench, or cut? Sushi, ice cream, pizza.
What's a start, bench, or cut?
Like
Good question.
NCAA. So like marry, kill, sleep with.
Oh,
Yeah,
right?
well,
got you. What was it again? Sushi,
Pizza, ice cream.
sushi, pizza, ice cream. Cut. Oh my gosh, these are tough. These are supposed to be quick. Cut. Pizza. Start. Oh, bench. Sushi. Start. Ice cream.
there
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs.
All right. So now you were on the nail gun line with Lily Brazis, Emmy McDermott. Compare the two of them and yourself to dogs. What breeds?
Oh, jeez. You're putting me on the spot again.
You're not going back, buddy. None of this can get you in trouble.
I know, but I don't even know dog breeds off the top of my head.
Well, we could skip it. We could skip it if that's okay.
They're both great players, and they both work really hard. So
Fair.
they're like German shepherds. They're like loyal dogs.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Favorite and least favorite rinks that you've played at? Don't use Matthews though.
Okay. Least favorite. Sorry again, Providence. Sorry
Might as
about
well
that.
pile on.
I'm just not a big fan of it. My favorite. Can it be between either of the leagues?
Yeah, whatever.
I always liked playing. This is a hot take, but Colgate. I don't know why I like to play there.
We've gotten that answer before, Linda.
Yeah.
I feel
The ice was
Yeah.
always just really good. I'm a big person about the ice. Like I don't like I don't like to feel my blades sinking in too much. I like when it's crisp, and I don't know. Colgate always had good ice. I'm gonna get some hate for that from my Clarkson friends for saying Colgate.
you have your own music festival, the Boggs Music Festival. Give me your 3 artists, living or dead, that you would have play.
Maybe Taylor Swift, Jason Aldean, Morgan Wallen.
There you go.
We know all 3 of those. Most famous person in your phone.
That's a good question. Just go with Steph Markowski.
There you go. And then my last one, as an Alberta girl, do you have a Jerome McGinley story? You ever meet him?
No, not
All
lucky. I don't got any good stories with him.
Okay, I have to ask. I asked one time on the other podcast we had Bo Bennett on, and I go, "Hey, you played with McGinley. Let me ask you any good stories." He told this story about the two of them like out carousing, and they ended up all in a hot tub, and I was like, it was the craziest story. And I'm like, oh, I'm asking everybody now that has any relation up there, you know.
That's awesome.
That's all I got for you, Linda. Go, you got yours.
Okay. Our last question. Not a lightning round. Shouldn't be that hard. If you had to pick 2 to 3 people in the interest of like Breaking the Glass Hockey Podcast, someone who you think is up and coming or already doing great things in women's hockey, any level, doesn't have to be a player, who would you recommend that we have on the podcast?
Got my pen ready.
Okay. Michelle Pasechnik. You know what? Since she's been a hot topic of the conversation, I would say Stephanie Markowski. You should.
There you go. There you go.
And let me think. I'm trying to think of who you've already had, but I don't want to double up here.
Well, we can tell you.
Oh, you know who you got to get on the podcast? Louise Caron.
Oh, you love
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to get her on here. She's so funny. You'd love her.
You know what's funny that you said that is, have you seen the thing like it's going around on Instagram where they blindfold one person and then the other person, like, they have their mouth open and they throw like soda at them and they have to guess what flavor it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's like this new thing. I don't know why. It's the funniest thing to me. It's just so funny because the people are in such good moods about it. And I literally sent the clip to Delaney and I go, hey, you know how you guys do the what's in the box
Yeah.
You know how you guys do that on the Jumbotron? I go, you should incorporate this for next year. And she goes, I think I could get Elo to do that, was her response. So maybe.
Fitting. Yeah, that's fitting.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I like the way she plays as well. You actually, no wonder you two get along. I see a little similarities there. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Thanks for all your patience while we were trying to schedule this
Yeah.
and being so flexible. It's been great. And please tell your dad that we did it so I don't have to worry about looking over my shoulder. So I told him we'd get you on.
No, thank you very much for having me. This is awesome.
Oh, thanks so much. And remember, like, share, subscribe, tell 100 of your closest friends, and look for Boggs in the P-Dub next year.
Yeah,
And,
best of luck to you. You're
yeah.
going to do great.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.